Hello everyone, this is Luxury PL38. Today's video is going to be a quick one because I just want to showcase the effects of the iridescent ivory depending on the leather type, because the iridescent ivory was released last year and it's one of the highly sought after items from Chanel, and Chanel releases quite a few on their classic flaps, the SLG for the lambskin, and towards the end of the year they releases the iridescent ivory in caviar in the cocoa handle style. So I'm just going to quickly compare them because they do show very different iridescent effects in terms of the types of leather that Chanel uses. So let's have a look at it. And I'm actually going to use the iridescent ivory lambskin in the classic flat medium as opposed to my mini rectangular, because I find that these two are very similar in terms of size. So this is my iridescent ivory in the classic flat medium size, and it is obviously in the lambskin. And this is the cocoa handle, the iridescent ivory in the medium size as well. And this particular one is also in the iridescent ivory, but this is in the caviar leather. So the differences of the iridescent effect, you can see from the camera, it's quite significant, because regardless of whether you're using the lambskin or the caviar, the ivory iridescent actually showcase quite a little bit differently. First of all, I just want to emphasize that they're pretty much the same size. If you count the quilting, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 full quilting, you know that's a medium classic flap. And if you count this one in the cocoa handle, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is the same as the classic flap. So these two are actually the same size, the medium cocoa handle and the medium classic flap. So I'm just going to bring it closer to the camera to show the differences between the lambskin leather and the caviar leather. And as you can see, okay, they're both quite a big bag. So as you can see itself, the caviar on the left, if you look at the grains, they are quite obvious. You can see small little grains, you know that's the caviar. Whereas in terms of the lambskin wise, it looks very smooth. And even if you bring it close to the camera, the leather itself does not show the grains of the leather. In fact, it's very, very tiny, and you have to look very closely to look at the grains of the lambskin leather. So those two grains of the leather actually are the one that shows the iridescent effect differences. If you look on the caviar, which is on the cocoa handle, the iridescent effect does not change color very significant. It does show a very glossy, and it maintained that iridescent ivory color most of the time. And even if I tilt it, it does not change the color. It simply changes the variations of the iridescent ivory, but it still retains mostly the ivory color. See that? Whereas if you actually look at the grains of the lambskin leather, it changes color quite often. See how it changes to green, and it changes to a little bit of a pinkish here, and it slowly gradually changes to ivory, and it's more like a seashell effect. It does have that glossy effect as well, but because this is in lambskin, it brings out the color sharper, and it also changes very obviously if you're talking about iridescent on a lambskin leather. As you can see, it changes very, very significant. I'm just going to showcase the iridescent ivory of the classic medium flap around the back. As you can see, as you rotate, it does have a tone of different color variations. And I'm going to showcase the strap itself because it does showcase the iridescent effect very differently as well. And as you can see, the caviar cocoa handle is on the left, and the classic flap iridescent ivory is on the right in lambskin. So the caviar one, it maintained the ivory color, whereas if you look on the lambskin ivory, it changes. It does have that tone of pink variations and just a slight of green variations. It seems that the chain strap showcase the color very well in terms of the differences between those two. So once again, thank you so much for watching. If you do have any questions, please do so in the sections below.